Tight hip flexors. This is the solution. Stretch it out to get you pain free and also if you're sitting a lot. But what about if your hip flexors aren't just tight, but there's also some weakness going on there? So in this video guys, I'm going to show you a simple test you can perform at home to know if you have to get these babies stronger or if you have to get them more relaxed. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome again to Life Cycle 360. I'm Denise, and in this video, as I stated before, I want to show you two simple tests that you can do to figure out if you have tight hip flexors, which would encourage you to continue to try lengthening them with some isometric contractions, such as with the couch stretch. I'll leave a link up on the video so that you can check that video out, how you can do that. And also, if they're weak, what you can do to identify weakness in the hip flexors. Because the hip flexors play a very pivotal role in our movement. It also stabilizes us when we walk and run. So we don't want to have weak hip flexors and we don't want to have them too tight as well. So let me show you two simple tests you can do to get to know what is what. Alright, so the first test you want to do is a simple, they call it the Thomas test. It's just trying to understand how tight the hip flexors may be. So you have a flat box, bench, whatever you can. If you have a table at home, what you want to do is first get to the edge of it so that your hips are going to be just right on the edge of the box. And I'm going to lie back on the box, but I don't want to have an arch in my lower back. I want my back flat on the bench, on the box. So I'm at this position, and what I want to do is get my knees as close to my chest as possible. So from here, what you're going to do, hold on to one knee and let it go right down. Right, so if you noticing that your leg is like around here or higher, or you're having problems holding this one from not going back into that position, most likely your hip flexors are pretty tight. This is nice and low, it's actually almost touching the box here. So my hip flexors seem to be in good condition. Alright, let's try the other side because most of the times the two sides you find there are some discrepancies. So I'm going to pull this one back up, hold it close to my chest, and I'm going to let this one go down. Now I can't see, but what do you think? What does the other leg look like? Usually one side is tighter than the other side. So this is the first test you're going to do, and this is going to tell you if you have some tight hip flexors or you don't. Let's go on to the next test to see if you have weak hip flexors. Alright, so for the second test, we're going to be looking at the strength of the hip flexor. The thing is, if we're sitting down like this, right, there's a nice 90-degree angle we're in, and the tightness happens here, and also because of that tightness, you get a lot of weakness taking place as well. So in order for us to test the strength of the hip flexors, we need to go beyond 90 degrees as what we sit here. So I have this box, and what I'm going to do is do my hip flexion test. This test is going to show me, now I am in maybe 130 degree here angle for my femur compared to the 90 degrees that it was in before. So you know that it's no longer at a comfortable place where you know, custom sitting down. This angle here, what I'm going to try to achieve is having the ability for this leg to lift off of this table at least 5, 6, 7, 8 times without getting any cramping here, any cramping on the other side. Anytime you get any pain or discomfort or cramping, you're having compensation taking place to help you lift the leg up rather than the hip flexors. Most likely the TFL will be overworking and you could get some pain in the hip joint as well because of the range of motion that you may be experiencing. Alright, so let's try this thing. I'm going to use get my hands above here, so having at least the least of the amount of help from my body. Just pretty much my hips are what I'm going to try to work here. So from here, let me try to lift. I'm going to try at least 10 times. And when you're doing it 10 times, pay attention to this. You actually curve in to be able to get the lift. You want to try and keep this hip as straight as possible, slight bend on the knee, but you don't want to see this movement happening to be able to lift the leg. If that's happening, it's really tight. I mean, you compensate it. So from here, let me try again. I ain't getting any pain as yet, so that means kinda alright. So I got 8 reps, no biggie. But what about the other side? So let me see how the other side goes. One side always weaker and one side always stronger. My left side is pretty much stronger than my right side. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I do feel a little more emphasis, or have to try a lot up on your right side compared to the left side. So I got 8 reps, and I did notice that the right side is a little weaker, but also for me, having scoliosis, I have imbalances all over my body, and my hips are pretty much one of the main parts that have to, try to work and move me when I have my spine with a curve. So I have uneven hips. So I've gotten accustomed to understand that one side is usually, and most of the time, always going to be weaker than the other side. So those are the 2 tests that you can do. Now, if you experience weakness in the area of, with the test that we did before, then I'll be showing you how you can implement different exercises and mobilization techniques to help with the tightness. And if it is weak, I'm going to show you how you can use different techniques to help strengthen, correct the imbalances and the weaknesses that you may be experiencing that may be unknown to you on your hip. Now the thing is, we at Lifecycle 360, we offer our HMMT, which is our human movement and mobility training, and this is just part of what we do. We allow you to move better. We create different assessments that can help us identify where you may be having imbalances, where the pain may be coming from, and also once we do that, we can get you moving better, stronger, and feeling awesome about yourself. Alright, so head over to our website for more information at www.lifecycle360tt.com and go to the HMMT tab. Stay tuned for our next video where I'll be sharing with you 2 ways, or not, maybe about 2-3 ways, exercises that you can do to strengthen those hip flexors. Take care guys, and thanks for viewing. Bye bye.